taking care of them as opposed to killing them. Is the Nigerian military doing enough to balance that out with good activities, with kind of popular activities, developing people, giving them skills, et cetera, to balance the hard fighting that they're doing in the region?
No, not enough has not been done in that regards. As you know, that you can never win any war if you don't have the support of the civil population. This is the area that we have been lagging behind for quite some time now, and we have not really picked up in that particular area. We have to do more to win, you know, the heart and souls of the, you know, people that we operate in their areas. You know, when I say we, I mean, of course, our security agencies. We can't win any war if you don't have that civil support. It's been proven, it's been established in every war.
Now, staying with the Northeast and indeed spread across the country, the influx of killers.
Yeah.
Let's use the word killers, if that's okay.
That's
alleged killers.
Correct.
Now, the president was quoted recently as saying that they were trained by Gaddafi. What's your take?
To me, personally, who trained them is not really relevant as far as I'm concerned. To me, what is relevant is what steps are we taking to stop them from getting into our country. I was thinking that this visit that our president made to the U.S. would have provided enough opportunity for the president to seek assistance in the area of border security, because our borders are too porous. There are over 1,500 illegal crossing points just in the northern sector of our borders. So not enough is being done to check movement of people in and out of our country. Who trained them, as far as I'm concerned, is irrelevant. What is important is what steps are our government taking to stop these people from getting to our country.
One of the major concerns that have come up in that regard is that they've said, look, are we outsourcing our border security to the United States? Because what we're hearing right now is that in Niger, of course, they're building a $115 million drone base separate from the one that they already have established in Niger that is purportedly to secure Nigeria's border with Niger, with Chad, and with some of the other, with Cameroon, etc. Should we not be concerned that we have another nation doing what we are supposed to be doing for ourselves in terms of managing our national security, essentially from the outside?
We should be very concerned. Our internal security should be our internal security. We should be able to, you know, defend our sovereignty as a nation. But, you know, before the United States went to Niger, they first came to this country and asked for a place to build this military base, and it was turned down, so they went to Niger. Now that they have gone to Niger, it's outside our control. So what we need to do is, I think, work hand in hand with the Nigerian government to make sure that, you know, violation of our sovereignty doesn't, you know, take place, you know, from that military base. Other than that, I don't think there is much that we can do. By the way, them assisting us in securing our borders is because we are not doing enough to secure our border.
What should we do differently?
What should we do differently
what should we do differently in terms of border security? We're not doing enough. You said that earlier.
Correct.
In terms of internal security as well, we're not doing enough.
We're not.
The president recently, I mean, also in the U.S.,
yes,
rejected the suggestion for state police,
correct,
saying we should go back to the Constitution. So, but the U.S. has multiple levels of policing.
Correct.
Should we also be looking at borrowing that model as well, as in doing things differently?
I have been an ardent advocate of state police. He knows. Look, our country is grossly under-policed. You have a population of 180 million. I think we are more than 180 million. And then you're asking 400,000 people to go and police such a country? That is complete madness. It won't work. It has never worked. It will not work. We need more men on the ground. We need more boots on the ground. We need more policemen. And the federal government alone cannot carry that load of having, because if we are to have, say, a ratio of 1 police officer to 100 persons in this country, and we go by a population of 180 million people, we need about 1.8 million police officers to be in the streets. I'm not talking about administrative people, okay? For us to even have that ratio of 1 officer to 100 persons. So you have 1.8 million officers on the payroll of the federal government. So you see that the federal government cannot carry that load. That is why we have to devolve and decentralize police so that states that have the capacity to have that.
That decentralizing, is that the same thing as state policing?
Well, it depends on the way we go about it, right? I'm advocating for outright control of police department by the states because I believe that is one of the tenets of democracy and federalism. That when you ask people, go and govern yourself, you should equally allow those people to be able to secure themselves. So what we have in Nigeria is a situation where they say, look, states, go and govern yourself, you know, your own governor, your own state legislature, but you have no mechanism of securing yourself. Okay? So they should have their own police if they are capable, as recommended in the 2014 National Confab Report.
Captain, we're going to take this opportunity to go on a very brief break. We will continue the conversation in a moment. Our viewers, please do stay with us.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Standing by with us is Bish Johnson, a former captain in the United States Army. And I want to just continue from where we left off, which is when you look at what the president is saying, what President Buhari is saying about the source of these extremists that are coming into the country under the guise of cattle rearing, that, look, these are people trained by the Gaddafi. We've heard this before. Now, if we know that this is a regional issue, being confronted regionally, ultimately, what do you think the Nigerian government should be focused on? Should it be focused on the buildup of its national security architecture, or should it be focused more on taking a cooperative, coordinated approach to this threat?
It has to be multifaceted. You know, counter-insurgency terrorism is beyond any individual and any country. It's global in spread. So in as much as we build our internal capacity, we should be able to build alliances with other countries that will assist us in dealing with the problem. You saw what the United States did after 2011. They built what the former President George W. Bush described as coalition of the willing to go into Afghanistan and deal with Al-Qaeda and the Taliban government. So, and at the same time, building their own internal military capacity. So that's what we got to do. We have to approach the problem in multifaceted. Now, this claim of the president has been debunked in several quarters by people who know better than myself and the president that these people are trained militia from Libya. Okay, it's been debunked. That claim to those who debunked it is completely unfounded and baseless, and our president should stop, you know, making that assertion that these guys are coming from Libya. If they are coming from Libya, so why choose Nigeria? Why Nigeria? Why not in Ghana? Why not in other countries? Why the Middle Belt?
Can you so certainly refute what the president says when he's the one who has access to the intelligence that you and I don't have access to?
Look, this has been debunked by international security agencies that are more reputable than what we have here in this country, and I believe them. He's not the only one that has access to intelligence. Look, there are other security agencies and other governments in the world that have access to the same intelligence as far as Libya and all the rest of the places are concerned. The question you have to ask yourself, why Nigeria? Why target Nigeria? Why not in other countries? And why target the Middle Belt? Why not Katsina, that is closer to them?
I think what we've heard from the analysts, not just from the president, but even during you remember there was a land forces summit in Abuja, the US military was there, other African militaries were there. They came up with the same conclusion, that these are extremists from the Sahel region that are offshoots of ISIS in Syria and Iraq that have broken down, and that they're focused on West Africa, not just Nigeria, but the entire West African sub-region. Can you say that that's false?
Well, they are not the only people that have given analysis on this particular problem. Other people have come to a different conclusion. You see, my concern is that if we focus on, look, these are trained militia from Libya, and we don't do what we are supposed to do to get to the bottom of the problem that we have in our country, the problem is going to sink us. We have to be objective on every matter and stop playing politics about them.
That's a very fine place to leave this conversation. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Captain, I want to thank you for coming on the program and sharing your insights with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Standing by with us has been Bish Johnson, a former captain in the United States Army. And this is where we take our leave. I wish all of you a wonderful day ahead. I am Ajuri Ngelale.
I'm Nel Taigbe. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And from Lagos, have a great day, everybody. The views and opinions expressed by guests on this program are those of the maker and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, and endorsement of Channels Television.